Ren Carothers here with your special Future Stars Friday report. Tomorrow is the big day, and I have the pleasure of standing with Hall of Fame jockey Johnny Velazquez. Let's talk about Kamari first in the juvenile turf sprint. A filly taking on the boys. She's built like a colt from what I've seen. Would you agree with that?
That's what she looked like. Yeah. She doesn't know she's a female, I think. She's very competitive. She's done really, really well. Obviously, she had a really big race last time in Keeneland with Mike Smith. It was not me. I had to stay in New York to race Sister Charlie. But anyway, broke a little slow and got squeezed out of there, and she ended up being last and come around and run an incredible race. So I mean, if we just break in the middle of the pack and not sort of nerve-wracking coming from behind and scare everybody. So hopefully she plays well enough that we get a good position and come and running. Yes.
Okay, now Johnny, let's talk about our country and the juvenile turf. That's for George Weaver. This horse is by Constitution. Constitution's been doing well. Son to tap it. This is his first crop. But a fun fact I found out about this horse when I looked at his pedigree is that his second dam, his grandmother, is a full sister to a horse you rode in Bluegrass Cat.
That's right, yeah. Well, it's a nice horse, and I believe he also won the Haskell.
When you haven't ridden a horse before and you're riding them in a big race like this, how do you approach it?
Just like basically the same thing like I approach any other horse that I haven't ridden. Do the homework, to try to prepare the best I can, and then get a little bit feedback, from the trainer or the owners, whatever it is they think that the horse is the best suited, And then we go from there. Once the gates open, it's all you and the horse. So whatever you need to change, you got to change it, and hopefully everything goes your way.
Fast. You won aboard her in the Chandelier Stakes. That day you eclipsed the record for most graded stakes wins with 661. Was it special, not only, obviously hitting that benchmark, but also you rode her sire, Uncle Mo, in the 2010 Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and he was Eclipse champion 2-year-old. It seems pretty fitting.
It's very nice. It's only make me old, when you go and ride a horse that you rode the father in many years back, and all of a sudden I'm riding the daughter and winning a great one. But it's special, definitely. I'm been around and been very lucky, and very blessed to have the opportunities that I've been given. And thanks to Bob and the whole crew that gave me the opportunity to come here on that day and won that race for them. And very proud. I just hope that she can do the same thing and the big days like tomorrow.
Now, she won her debut so easily, and in the Chandelier, we had to see her fight. How did you get to the bottom of her?
Well, I talked to after the fact, so to Bob, so she definitely put a really good fight down the lane, but I think she got pretty tired, and he did say so. I didn't have it really ready, going for the two turns. So that is encouraging to hear, though,
Okay, well, let's talk about 8 Rings. Have you been getting updates about how he's been preparing up until
I've been watching his work, actually. I've been watching every week how he's doing. I see he's at his quirk of things and the work. So I just hope that when he's in the race, he put his mind in running, and that's it. That's what we hope. So that Bob says he's ready. He has him ready for the race, and that's all I'll go for. And hopefully they do show up in the race.
Well, we were at the barns the other day, and he looks glorious. So now moving on to the big dance on Saturday. You have so many entries, but let's just focus on a couple of them. You're going to be riding Stormy Liberal. He's a defending champ. He's won the turf sprint for the past 2 years. He's winless this year, but he's 7 years old. He's a cool horse. What are your thoughts on him?
Well, I never rode him,
right.
But I can tell you that I did watch him run, and then when he won here as well. So actually, I was right behind him the day he won here. So yeah. I know how he run. I was right next to him actually. I was trying to hold him in a little bit, and I didn't have the horse to hold him in. He came out and won the race. So I know a little bit about him. I think if he goes back to that race, he'll be a really tough horse. He's shown in the past that he can do it, and hopefully he can do it again Saturday.
Well, another defending champ is Sister Charlie. Last year, you won the filly and mare turf aboard her. She looks phenomenal for Chad Brown. Just tell us, what's it like being on her?
She's been great. She's been really, really good to us. So I just hope that we do the same thing. I come out running and get a little position in the first part of the race, and she's going to be a little farther back, than the first part of the race. Say some ground, and hopefully I get somewhere to run down the 3/8, the last 3/8 of a mile, and get it running, which she gets his stride going. That's when she really start running. Once I get it running, hopefully I get a clear trip, and hopefully I get there on time.
Oh, how special would it be for the two of you to win it together?
Incredible, I'll tell you that. I'm still looking for that Brazil Classic, and hopefully this 3-year-old can get it done for us.
That would be amazing. What were your thoughts about, obviously, what happened he won the Travers impressively. And then when he threw down with Vino Rosso in those final stages of the Jockey Club Gold Cup, obviously, the DQ, there were people on both sides of it in terms of what they felt about it. What actually happened in those final jumps?
Well, if you consider the replay, I was going by him in April, and then I knew that I was by him, by a neck, quick neck. And then when the other horse came out and bumped, got him all sideways and behind, and kind of lost his rhythm. And now he's head and head with me, and he opens the head. Now I'm going back again to get him, and he touches him again and gets my horse off balance. Not hard, but enough to get him off balance. And I'm trying to come back again, and the wire's right there. So I get beat by a long nose. So that's a big difference right there for when you get your horse off balance like that. And he run his heart out. First time stepping up, I can say 4-year-olds. It was a great effort. If you can do that again, I think we'll be in good shape.
Do you know one of the things that was so noticeable when the two of you, when they kept showing the head on over and over, was the fact that just how much bigger Vino Rosso is compared to Code of Honor, and as you said, an older horse. So how encouraged are you by that and showing the grit he showed that day going into the Classic?
Absolutely. First time I'm stepping up, and he's a little horse, like you said. He's small, and Vino is a big boy, and I've been riding Vino, so I know the kind of horse he is and how strong he is. When he leans on the horses, believe me, he'll push hard. So I know he's done that in the past. Obviously, Irada was the one riding him, and he was pretty aggressive on him. And when he touches the horse, he's going to be aggressive. He's going to be pushing hard. But anyway, I was very encouraged for my horse. He took it really well and tried to come back again and just missed by a nose. So those are the things that happens in racing. So I was very proud of him knowing that he actually held on in there.
What was it about Code of Honor that ultimately tipped it in his favor to take them out in the Jockey Club Gold Cup?
Well, that's another story. This is a very, very long story, but I've actually I've been committed to him since the Derby. I ride him for so many horses and everything. So I even commit myself to go to ride him on the Derby. So I had a really long commitment for riding him the rest of the year. So not knowing, in the end of the year, the possibilities that they're going to run through 3-year-olds. We didn't know if it was going to be that kind of horse. But believe me, we knew, but we didn't know if he was going to show it then. You know what I mean? So that's what I stuck with him. From Derby all the way through the rest of the year, because we know he's definitely a very good horse. He just needed to show it. He'd been working really good. He's been doing really well. Just needed to show up in the race. And the time off there, Shug and the team given enough time to grow and finally put his mind in the business, and he showed. He showed up there. The way he's been working the money and the time that they gave him. So it was a great effort by everybody, and he's been given a great gift back by doing the right thing by him.
Well, again, it's incredible. 16 Breeders' Cup wins here. Shug McGahey, 9. Neither of them have won the Classic. They could do it Saturday with Code of Honor. And boy, that's just one horse you're riding on a super stacked weekend. Best of luck in all the races in the Breeders' Cup.
Thank you very much.